Crystal Energy, baby. All right, 87 million shares, $10 a share. Sleep apnea is a prescription drug. It's not going to be easy. Okay, so no real revenue here for Immunome. Like I said, 700 cap, 800 cap, 250 cash, about 500. It's funny because Immunome kind of sounds like a life sciences company, not a pharmaceutical company. They got to deal with AbbVie. Well, they bought 𝗂𝗄𝗏's drugs. That's odd. I like 𝗂𝗄𝗏's drugs. We are a clinical stage oncology company. 𝗣𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗃, 𝗬𝗏 secretase for desmoid tumors. Now, there's another 𝗬𝗏 secretase approved. One of the other 𝗬𝗏 secretases was approved for desmoid as well. Desmoid is a weird skin tumor, if I recall correctly. Yeah, nirogacestat. 𝗘𝗍𝗄𝗏. Pretty good revenue. Around 200 million. It's a SpringWorks drug. The drug clearly works. It's just a question of, is it any better than nirogacestat?
Yeah, what is Rigetti's situation going to be tonight? I like that they don't actually try to generate revenue. If it comes, it comes. They don't really care. So they're projecting 1.87 million in revenue, which would be up from last quarter of 1.47, but still down. Amazingly, Rigetti's had 3 down years of revenue in a row. I like the fact that he's like, telling you we're not going to fake it. So that's what's going on there. Not much to analyze, to be honest. We can get our head around Immunome. Guggenheim's analyst, Michael Schmidt, covers it. Phase 3 data by year end, even? Yeah, let me call up Guggenheim, man. 3 PhDs on the team. Could you imagine Country, what's his name? Country Dumb calling up sell side? Yeah, it's Country Dumb. I'm sorry? Who? Country Dumb. Tweedle from Country Dumb Capital. Are you a client? Yeah, matter of fact, I'm one of the biggest clients. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Can I ask you who your sales representative is? Sales representative? I know the CEO. Now, let's talk turkey. I got one position, one stock, my whole account. What do you think? I've been consistently boosting since day one. After taking that first vaccine, just was not enjoyable. Too much immune response. All right, so SpringWorks got acquired by Merck KGaA, not US Merck. Yeah, Duolingo's got that weird AI overhang, showing you some of the things the average Wall Streeter does. I don't always like to do these things, by the way. Read the sell side note. Oh, Clay Siegel's the CEO? Okay, that's different. You guys know who Clay Siegel is? No idea. Glad he's back. Booze, sex, and alleged violence. Uh-oh. Whoa! Oh, he filed for a divorce? 5 days later, he filed for a divorce? God. Okay. Protective order throughout their 8-year relationship. He treated me like a beautiful slave. Arm candy that looked nice on his arm when he went out, and that cooked, cleaned, and took care of him and his family when we were home. I lived day to day walking on eggshells. The couple separated early last year, but later reconciled. The night began by the Siegels joined by 3 other couples at a nearby restaurant. After dinner, they all went to Siegel's house for more drinks. When police arrived at home, sometime near 4 a.m. at the home, Nellie Siegel was at the front door naked and intoxicated. Clay was described as intoxicated and assaultive. Well, you can buy a stock. Oh, okay, this is her. Oh, Insta? What? Maybe it's the wrong person. Nope, it's the right person. There's our man Clay. That is an interesting dress. She belongs to the streets. They haven't researched this deep enough. I want to see the evidence. I'm going to need the names of all the parties who were involved here. Monero? Did they roll it back? He filed for divorce 5 days later. I think I've done enough diligence here. No, but did they roll it back? What are they going to do? Let's see, CoinDesk. Oh, he pled guilty. So max sentence. Well, I want to see what deal he may have had. I didn't know much about Monero other than it uses like a ring cryptographic system.
my son will see an amazing amount of quantum innovation. That is true. And his grandson. And his grandson. And even his grandson may finally see a quantum system. By then, dogs will be really fast at quantum. We got an hour till the close here, looking at Immunome, a drug company with a cancer drug for a very rare tumor type called desmoid tumors. 𝗣𝗵𝗐𝗔𝗍𝗔𝗏. Okay. The main near-term catalyst for shares is the phase 3 ringside part B study of 𝗣𝗚𝗏𝗃𝗏. Prior phase 2 data likely to outperform 𝗘𝗢𝗅𝗏𝗀. So how does it compare to 𝗘𝗢𝗅𝗏 is going to be really important. 𝗘𝗢𝗅𝗏𝗀, excuse me, which is nirogacestat, I believe. So I'm going to see the DeFi study. Let's see if I can see this thing. So Clay's in charge of this thing. I mean, look, Clay built a pretty successful drug company. Seattle Genetics, about pretty much one of the best ever. Dating Meera Murati, my girl worked for Meera. And we wish Meera the best of luck at her new company. No, here's the thing, when you dribble home all the way home with your left hand, if you miss one dribble, you gotta go back to the schoolyard and dribble back all the way back. I don't care if it's 8 p.m. and your last dribble hit a rock that was on the street by accident. It's over, go back. So who owns this thing? 𝗘𝗏, biggest shareholder. Red Mile, big old shareholder there. Innovate Sciences GP, maybe that's his own company. Innovate Sciences GP. Doesn't look like it. Might be. It looks like a small fund. James P. Who's this? Zebra Aggregator. Never heard of this guy. Patient. Oh, these guys. This is a Patient Square, part of Patient Square, which is a fund. Give me some Rigetti with tomato sauce, please. Thank you. 0.72 is in there. Leucadia, which is Jeffrey's. You get Jeffrey's managed account. EcoR1, Opali. Some pretty good funds in here. Woodline, Marshall Ways, Caption, Ready State Asset Management. Don't know who they are. Adage is in there. Sofinova. Millennium, small amount. Millennium and Citadel. All right. Well, looks interesting. I mean, SpringWorks went for what? 2 billion. SpringWorks went from 3.9 billion. And this drug could be better than their drug. Now, SpringWorks had a few drugs, but they had Clay. I believe in Clay. Stay away from them hoes, bro. Okay, JP Morgan follows the stock too. I get the best ideas from our clients. Thank you so much, all the Godellians. All right, Brian Chang over at JP Morgan covers the stock. Once daily ADC portfolio. Well, the funny thing is, it's Clay Siegel who built the ADC company. I might just buy it on Siegel alone, man. I'm kidding about his unfortunate situation there, but he is a pretty great entrepreneur, man. Seattle's finest. Yes, sir. Not a lot of details in these, but there's some preview notes. We'll get those. Edge I need to compete. Okay, so JP Morgan says 40% would be bad, 50% would be good. They did 64% ITT previously. Oh, so they had 75% for like a valuable or something. I don't know. So I don't know that study. I have to look into it a little bit more. The devil's always in the details. Yeah, what is a desmoid tumor? Fibromatosis, soft tissue tumor. 5 to 7,000, pretty rare. 1,500 a year, extremely rare. Well, if it goes from 64 to 50 something, let's see how the competitor looked. Oh, well, market cap seems 𝗍𝗏𝗀𝗍𝗍𝗍. I'm in a position on Rigel. Lilly dropped R552. So is it all on the Iraq inhibitor? Iraq 1 and 4 are kind of. All you got to do is deposit like $100 in your Chase account. Nirogacestat had 46%. This pretty small trials here. 46%. Ooh, it's tricky. Okay, this will take some time, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty tricky. Well, thank you, 𝗍𝗏, for that request. We'll put that on our list and we'll work on Immunome a little bit. Gun to head, I don't know, I guess I'd be positive, but Clay is the deciding factor, man. I like what else is in the research library. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Told you, I haven't placed a trade in 2 days. Just comfortable with the positions I have. There's no reason to increase or decrease. Oh, this is a stealth class action. Oh yeah, we gotta look at Coreweave too. Yeah, 𝗣𝗏𝗡𝗥 is up 4%. 𝗬𝗏𝗔𝗍𝗏 is up 4%. It's not too crazy that dwave is up 6% for no reason. Ain't banging the close, bro. Yeah, I see Coreweave, I see you. 𝗍𝗏𝗘𝗙. Ah, Slasuti came all the way back up, huh? So volatile that first day.
It's kind of what 𝗣𝗏𝗡𝗥 happened to 𝗣𝗏𝗡𝗥.
I mean, Rigetti's always like, the last two are very non-impactful. So Rigetti doesn't lie about their business, and QUBT also is kind of pretty quiet.
Grail. Below estimates?
It's not good.
Oops.
I would love it. I would love dwave to do acquisitions, man. That guy couldn't do a successful acquisition if his life depended on it.
Yeah, I wonder if Grail keeps going down on this number. GA, 36-bit, qubit, 1.8, perfectly fine. 571 in cash.
Yeah, I don't think it should be dropping. That'd be relevant. Of course, I think it's still should drop in the long run. They're calling this the Cepheus. It's now on cloud. 99.5% fidelity rate. That's horrible. Halved our error rates, man. Gonna release 100 qubits by year end, but the same fidelity. Oh Lord.
Street was at 1.08, so 1.212 is pretty good. That's just the street. And guidance could be on the website or something. Always be a little careful there. Okay, sequentially, it's a decent number. 1212, 788. COGS. It's weird gross margin. 19% gap gross margin. Huge interest expense. What? Holy leverage. So 73 billion cap, so 100 billion EV, 16 billion of chips. Anyway, let's look at cash flow. Operations, negative? That's weird. I wonder if it's short on that. I mean, negative cash flow. Because remember, the cash flow statement does not include the biggest cost they have, which is depreciation. They're basically not collecting from their customers at all. I assume they'll collect receivables. That increased their working capital by quite a bit. You wouldn't expect I would have expected cash flow, at least cash flow from operations. I mean, I understand the free cash flow can't be positive. They just bought $2.5 billion of chips. I mean, they're on pace to buy 10 billion of NVIDIA chips this year. Hell of a lot. See what their guidance is, I guess. They couldn't generate free cash flow. I'm sorry, cash flow from operations. Their only cost is the machines, right? How could they not be making money? If you think about it, on $4 or $5 billion of revenue without depreciating the machine, the H100 or whatever, still not turning a profit. Oh, they lowered same stores? Ooh. It's not good. They lowered same restaurant sales growth from 6 to 8 to 4 to 6. It's not good. What's going on with this economy? Well, you need their CAVA. Same-store sales growth is everything for these guys. Pretty much nothing more important than same-store sales growth. You can only open so many restaurants. You need your existing restaurants to grow too. The rest of the model doesn't even matter. Yeah, revenue's gonna slow to a crawl. Yee. How many shares outstanding? 118, 234. Cash flow. EBITDA, man. I said, where the cash flow at, man? It's like that. Okay. The stock had already been crumbling. Stock's got cut in half last time I looked at it. Let's see. Yeah, it's like still could get cut in half from here. Even down here. Lowering same store sales growth is woo. Yeah, I don't think it's that much about PE. But yeah, that doesn't help. Yeah, CAVA's probably still got 30 to 50% downside. Nah, I don't really care about sports cars. Well, sell side's useful sometimes. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the only honest 𝗠𝗏𝗏 CEO.
4 years, but IonQ is telling me 2 years. The dwave is telling me now. Can't say that. I'm gonna sell this. Can't wait 4 years, man. Massey's saying 2 years. Fidelity is kind of makes me feel bad for him. Anybody needs a fidelity refresher? Let me show you. So this is your fidelity, right? 99.5. Oh, so anyway, you have 99.5. So you have 1,000. So if you have 1,000 gates, here's the, man, this poor guy. Okay, so anyway, with that 3,000, I guess it's gates. It's not qubits, but gates. The fidelity of 3,000 basically gets you to a program that just won't run, let alone something like 300,000. So anyway, you see the point. You know, it's very hard to get, very, very hard to get much with 99.5. You really need 2 nines, pretty good, but programs are not 5,000 gates, they're more like 500,000 gates. So 5 nines will get you there. 5 nines will let you do 1,000 shots and you'll see a signal. Yes, that is the city, that is the apartment I grew up in. I went to PUS 197 around the block, but no, I haven't lived there in 25 years. Never lived on 33rd Street. Did I ever live on 33rd Street? That's like 33rd and 1st. Yeah, I never lived there. No, I don't even know what that is. 377 East 33rd? You know there's 2 Martin Shkreli's too, right? In New York. The Lampion? I've never heard of this in my life. Bro, this is an NYU building. It is also not my cell phone. That was my cell phone when I was in college. That was my office 20 years ago. This guy's something. Yeah, this building is closed down. It's NYU now. This guy really listed a closed building as dying. That I never lived at. 106 West 32nd. No, that is not right. It's close though. It was 106 West 22nd. And that is where I lived right after college. That was a nice apartment. And it was 160. It wasn't 106. It was 160. Yeah, this is an awesome apartment. Yes, this is literally you guys know this is my first apartment? He didn't get it right, but it was close. Yeah, this is where I lived. First apartment after college. This is sort of how I decorated it. And the coolest part was this massive, massive outdoor area. But yeah, I remember this countertop so well. That's a nice place. Oh yeah, and this bedroom I shared my first year, and then I renewed the apartment without dude. But yeah, I had a roommate my first year. He's this weird German guy. And his door went straight out from the bedroom into the terrace. Mine didn't, but my bedroom was a lot bigger. There's my bedroom. His sort of was like this tiny thing. I had the baller one. This is the common area, and this is our terrace. It's pretty sweet. I don't remember this was like 20 years ago, so I don't remember what it was. Like 6K, I want to say. But again, that's for 2. Looks like 7K-ish nowadays. It was probably more like 5K back then. It's not much. Well, that was shared 6 months. Yeah, I don't know what to make of 𝗘𝗿𝗂𝗊 either. She's very nice, but she says some crazy stuff. Like she said that the reason dwave doesn't have any revenue is because they're intentionally keeping their price low so that they can gain market share and then raise it later. And I'm just having such a tough time because I'm like, look, you know, some people will like do anything to convince themselves they're right. Technology that's like really impressive and good, you can't like repress it even at a low price or even free. Like Facebook had more revenue than dwave in its first 9 months than dwave has like 20 years after they started. OpenAI, as soon as they put out ChatGPT, they had more revenue than dwave ever had in total, like within days. So it's really hard to sort of like understand how you could think that, like that the demand is so high. Also, like I said, last quarter, their quantum platform revenue went down. Yeah, I thought you could have let that one go a little earlier. The quantum platform revenue actually dropped last quarter, year over year. So it's one thing to say, okay, we're going to keep our prices low, but if your technology is good, more and more people will use your product. And then two, you shouldn't ever have declining revenue year over year if you have some kind of cool new technology that's useful. That just doesn't make sense. Simple word of mouth will get you more revenue, right? Like, that's just crazy to even think of that. So it's really like, you have to go through a lot of hoops to believe dwave, right? I mean, it really just doesn't fucking make any sense. And like, if you ever saw my original conversation with her, again, I like her, but it's like, well, how does a company that's growing or have cool technology actually, have declines in revenue? Yeah, exactly. No, she promised access as well. She seemed like quite confused about the access. She was like, oh, anybody can get it. Just click. I was like, how many times have I told you? I've tried that. They want to interview you. They didn't even get back to me for an interview, but a whole bunch of other people they got back to. And they were like, no, we have to talk to you about what you're going to do with it. And thing about AWS is like a whole bunch of the instances on AWS and Coreweave and stuff like that, they're not even doing anything right now. They're just there they're just on. Like so many of these instances, they haven't been used in weeks or months because, you should shut down an instance after you stopped using it. But some of these systems, you do have to like keep it idle and you get charged for that idle time. So the point I'm making is that cloud companies use it for, right? Because it's like, look, man, once you're at the computer, as long as it's legal, I don't really know what you use it for. But why do you want to like pry so much? And the answer they say is, well, we want to sell you services too. The problem with that is, would you rather completely miss the sale than take the chance that you're alienating customers who don't want the service? You can always pitch them the service after. But how many times do I have to say it? I mean, I don't think she's stupid. I think she's tying her head into knots, trying to believe the thing that she believes in. And in bull market environments, you see a lot of people like this. Because they made a lot of money. They feel like they're really smart. They've done really well. Returns are really high. So they sort of look at it and say, well, I can't be wrong. I mean, I think it's got to be a couple more bad quarters for dwave, because then it's like, well, obviously what they're telling us is, they're telling us quantum is now and people are using it. They have a lot of customers. Well, yeah, you get extra conviction from your returns, which is not good. Everyone is a genius in the bull market. And look, I mean, in my 25 years of trading, guess when my worst trades happened? Take a wild guess. My very worst trades happened when? No, not at the start, not in the bull market. Yeah, after I made some, exactly mealtime exactly right. Just after really big successful ones, you start to feel yourself like, yeah, I'm the man.